Welcome back to Movies Philosophy, where we explore the most iconic films that have left a lasting impact on cinema and culture. Today, we're delving into Francis Ford Coppola's masterpiece, Apocalypse Now. This film is not just a portrayal of the Vietnam War, but a haunting journey into the human psyche, exploring the thin line between sanity and madness. Quick montage of iconic scenes like the helicopter attack with Ride of the Valkyries, Colonel Kurtz's monologue, and Captain Willard's introspective moments. Released in 1979, Apocalypse Now is an adaptation of Joseph Conrad's novel Heart of Darkness, reimagined in the context of the Vietnam War. It's a visually stunning and emotionally harrowing film that delves into the darkness of war and the depths of the human soul. The story and themes. The film follows Captain Benjamin Willard, played by Martin Sheen, who is sent on a mission to assassinate Colonel Walter Kurtz, a decorated officer who has gone rogue and established himself as a demigod among a local tribe in Cambodia. Willard's journey up the Nung River becomes a descent into madness as he encounters the horrors of war and the disturbing allure of Kurtz's brutal ideology. Willard's encounter with Kurtz's followers and the chaotic final scenes. Apocalypse Now explores themes of power, madness, and the moral ambiguity of war. It questions the nature of humanity and the impact of violence on the human spirit. The film's famous line, the horror, encapsulates the existential despair at the heart of the story. Character analysis. Captain Willard, portrayed by Martin Sheen, serves as the audience's guide through the chaos of the Vietnam War. His character is complex, conflicted, and ultimately consumed by his mission. Willard's introspective narration provides insight into his deteriorating mental state as he grapples with the moral implications of his task. Willard's inner monologue scenes. Willard's journey is one of transformation. He begins as a disillusioned soldier, but as he ventures deeper into the jungle and closer to Kurtz, he becomes more like the man he is sent to kill, questioning his own sanity and purpose. Introduction of Colonel Kurtz. Colonel Kurtz, played by Marlon Brando, is one of cinema's most enigmatic and terrifying characters. His presence looms over the film, and when he finally appears, he is both mesmerizing and horrifying. Kurtz represents the ultimate consequence of unrestrained power and the darkness that lies within all men. Kurtz's monologue, the horror. Kurtz's philosophical ramblings and his embrace of brutality as a means to an end challenge the traditional notions of heroism and morality. His downfall is not just a personal tragedy, but a reflection of the moral decay that war inflicts on everyone involved. Iconic dialogues and quotes. Apocalypse Now is filled with unforgettable lines that capture the film's themes of madness, war, and the human condition. Let's explore some of the most iconic dialogues. Colonel Kurtz, the horror. Kurtz's final words, taken directly from Heart of Darkness, express the existential despair and realization of the darkness within himself and humanity as a whole. Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore, I love the smell of napalm in the morning. It smells like victory. Kilgore's iconic line is a chilling representation of the disconnection and insanity of war. His casual enjoyment of destruction highlights the absurdity and brutality of combat. Captain Willard, we'd cut them in half with a machine gun and give them a band-aid. It was a lie, and the more I saw of them, the more I hated lies. Willard's reflection on the hypocrisy of war exposes the contradictory nature of military intervention and the disillusionment that comes from witnessing its reality. Colonel Kurtz, you're an errand boy, sent by grocery clerks to collect a bill. Kurtz's disdain for the military establishment that sent Willard to kill him underscores his rejection of conventional authority and his belief that he has transcended their control. Captain Willard, everyone gets everything he wants. I wanted a mission, and for my sins, they gave me one. Willard's acceptance of his mission reflects his sense of inevitability and resignation to the madness he is about to face. It's a haunting insight into his state of mind. Themes and symbolism. Apocalypse Now is a film rich with symbolism and thematic depth. The journey up the river is not just a physical journey but a metaphorical descent into the subconscious, where the characters confront their deepest fears and darkest instincts. The river journey, with shots of the dense jungle and ominous landscapes. The river symbolizes the thin line between civilization and savagery, a boundary that becomes increasingly blurred as the film progresses. The further Willard travels, the more he loses touch with the world he knew, culminating in his encounter with Kurtz. The scenes of chaos and surreal imagery in Kurtz's compound. Kurtz's compound, with its ritualistic atmosphere and the eerie presence of his followers, represents a world completely detached from reality, a place where traditional morals and ethics no longer apply. It's a vision of what happens when humanity is stripped of its conscience. Cinematography and music. Vittorio Storaro's cinematography is one of the film's defining features. His use of light and shadow creates an atmosphere of unease and claustrophobia, reflecting the character's psychological states. Iconic shots of the jungle, the play of light and shadow on Willard's face, the contrast between the lush, beautiful landscapes and the horrors unfolding within them highlights the film's central paradox, the juxtaposition of beauty and brutality. Helicopter attack scene with Ride of the Valkyries. The soundtrack, featuring both classical and contemporary music, adds to the film's surreal and disorienting atmosphere. The use of Wagner's Ride of the Valkyries during the helicopter attack is both thrilling and ironic, turning a scene of violence into a bizarre spectacle of power. Behind-the-scenes trivia. Let's take a look at some of the behind-the-scenes stories that make Apocalypse Now an epic both on and off the screen. Troubled production. The film's production was infamously plagued with problems, including budget overruns, severe weather, and Marlon Brando's unpredictable behavior. The chaos of the shoot mirrored the chaos depicted in the film, adding to its mythic status. Martin Sheen's heart attack. Martin Sheen suffered a heart attack during filming, which halted production for several weeks. Despite his health issues, Sheen returned to complete the film, delivering a performance that reflected his real-life struggles. Marlon Brando's improvisation. Brando arrived on set overweight and unprepared, refusing to read the script. His performance as Kurtz was largely improvised, with Coppola shaping the scenes around his rambling monologues. The extended versions. Apocalypse Now has multiple versions, including the original theatrical release, the Redux edition, and the final cut. Each version offers a different experience, adding or altering scenes to expand on the film's themes and characters. Final thoughts. Apocalypse Now is more than just a war film, it's a profound exploration of the human condition, a meditation on the nature of power, and a stark portrayal of the madness that war brings. Its haunting imagery, unforgettable characters, and complex themes make it one of the greatest films ever made.